Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a Psalms 119 morning. Guys, let's go to verse 145. I cry out with my whole heart. Hear me, O Lord. I will keep your statutes. So I'm asking you, how do you usually cry out? For me, that's waking up early in the morning and just I remember I went through a season and every day, I want to say it was 21 days or 30 days, I wrote out every day my dreams, my goals, right? I'm going to show y'all. So when you cry out, sometimes do you wonder if God heard you? I'm going to tell you, if you've written it down, then go back and look at it. And I can tell y'all, I wrote this probably around 2020. Yeah. Because there were some things I wanted to come to fruition in 2021. It's 2022, so this is really old. This is the things I wrote. I'm a multi-millionaire who lives a disciplined lifestyle. I rise before the dawn of the morning and cry for help. Psalms 119, I read, write, recite 8 verses daily. I remember y'all when I was doing that, 8 verses every day. Wow. So yeah, this might have been written even a little bit before, early parts of 2020. I speak and write my goal list. Eating habits after 8, before 4. I avoid simple sugars, choosing food that strengthens, energizes, and nurtures good health. I'm still working at that goal. But I do remember when I was doing that. I create online coursework for my onstage speeches. I remember that I did create some, but one thing, when you start crying out to God, God did hear my prayers. And then he even showed me, hey, in some of the stuff that you're doing, you're wanting, some of this stuff didn't come to pass and you did it, but it didn't work because that's not where I need your focus to be. When you start getting God's statutes, just like yesterday, remember we was talking about how you gain the ability to follow instructions once you understand? Remember I was talking to my grandbaby about sharing, but there's statutes like honor thy mother and father. Because there's promises there, he needs us to follow that instruction so we reap the benefits, right? But he understood, I got to give you understanding of that before you'll do what I tell you to do. So there's some things on here I've cried out to God. Guys, I cannot implore you enough. Go and start writing out some of this stuff that you want. Send it out to God. Allow him to come in and begin to remove the dross from the goal. Because some of these goals we write out, they are golden. And even to see some stuff come to pass, like I travel the world as JKM&A author and speaker. I do. Some of this stuff is golden that I wrote and it's come to pass. But as I put it out before God, his scriptures and his statutes, and as I gained understanding, some of this stuff needed to fall away. Because even though it's a great goal, it's just not for me. Okay? Joyful Moments with Joy YouTube channel, motivating the masses. I did that for a season, but guess what? It turned. Now we have Joy and T's Talk Mindset. It's our mindset podcast. We moved to a podcast. So me knowing my assessment, me better, us playing off of one another, the different personalities, and what I do as a business every day worked out better. So I asked God for one thing. He allowed a season of that in my life. But for me, it's not a defeat. It's just growth. He allowed it. I walked in it for a season. But I remember when it no longer lined up with what I knew God had showed me in the scriptures. So, see, my calling is lined up with Ezra, seek, do, and teach. And it got to a point, there's some things off in there that just didn't line up with every aspect of seek, do, and teach. And so the podcast does. All right. I finish what I start. There is urgency to my passion. A heart surrendered to troubled hearts. I even got a title for it. Hadn't written it yet. Devotional 30 days motivating writers. Haven't written it yet. But I'm gonna start writing this stuff out again. Bliss revisions done by July. And guess what? They did get done by July. Has the book published yet? No. It's still rejected. But do you know what? If they wouldn't have rejected it, would I have started the story that I'm writing right now that my agent is working with a different publisher on? Come on, guys. Cry out to God. How do you do that? What does yours look like? For me, it's writing out some of these desires and dreams and putting them on paper, just to come back and see the glory of God and how he answered them. And even the ones he said no to. The ones that he said, I hadn't said no, but keep at it. There's some things in you that needs to line up with scripture, because I will. Now that I've gained an understanding that he tells me these things so I can follow instructions, so I can walk in his blessings and keep in these promises that he has for me. I'm going to keep those statutes. It's in my best interest. So, guys, I want to hear from you. Go to the chat. Tell me, how do you cry out to God? Is yours just a time where you speak it out? Do you ever write yours out like I have? Because I then pray over this and talk to God about it and wait for input and scripture reading to come back on it. How does yours look? Let's just talk it out. Let's chat about it. Right there, guys. I want you to take that and run with it. I am Joy K. Massenberg, your morning motivator, serving you a hot cup of inspiration so you can be productive and a joy to someone else. Guys, connect with me right there at www.joykmassenberg.com. Now, maybe you're one that, hey, you know what? I need more focus in those different areas. That's just a gift that God has given us. Me and the associates, we would love to come in and work with you. Let's come in here. Maybe I didn't even mention half the stuff that's on this list. But do you know you can't work it all at one time? But if you come in there and you get some focus areas, that's through scripture that he's allowed us to come in and apply those principles to get focused and trained mindsets around it. And we're seeing results. Do you need help with that? Book your Zoom call on today. All right, guys. Love ya. Bye-bye.